Hello and welcome to Stampin' on the Hill. I'm Deb Keyes. I appreciate you joining me again today. Today is we started this, I think only just last month. We're the last Wednesday of the month. I'm bringing you a new fun fold. So today's fun fold, I don't know, there's probably a name for it. I don't know what it is. I'm calling it a W fold card. But before we get started with that, I just want to say that next week is the start of, I just can't believe that Christmas and fall and everything is already here. But next week is the start of the new September to December mini catalog. And if you need one of those, please get in touch with me. Anyway, trying not to go too far, although I do have to say that I'm ready. I'm ready. I already started figuring out what my Christmas card's going to look like, and I know it's a little too early for that. But as a crafter, we have to be prepared earlier on. I know that so many of my other crafting friends that do some of the craft shows and whatnot have been working on this since like June and July. They've been working on their holiday crafts to get ready. So it's not too early. Now, let's see. Let's get into, move this down to my hands here. So we're going to use the Friends for Life stamp set. This is a photo polymer stamp set, but I also wanted to show you what the die set looks like. Not that you can see it very well, but this right here is the word friend, so you can stamp it and cut it out if you wanted to. And then there's also like a wider shadow version of that same word, so you can layer it together. I showed this in one of a previous video, so you can see what that looks like if you go back. But we're going to use the heart in this one. So I wanted to give you an idea. This is 2 pieces, actually. The heart is. And what I did was I left it together, and like I said, I used this in a different project, and I had it available. So I wanted to use this. This is fresh freesia. And when it cut it out, it was something like this. Can you see that? Not very well. And then it was attached down here at the bottom. So I just snipped it apart, and now I have 2 pieces. And I haven't found a use for this outline yet, but this is the piece we're going to use. So I wanted to just give you a little tutorial, if you will, on what that actually looks like and how it works. So the W fold card, this is my template, and it will work kind of like this, but this is where I called it a W card, because to me this looks like a W right here. And the template is 11 by 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 5 1/2. 11 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to score it. And we're going to walk through that in a minute. This is just the template. And then this piece is 6 by 3, and it's scored in half. So let's move this out of the way, bring in my scoring. Let's see, which way am I going to go with it here so you can see what I'm doing. I guess this way. We have to use the arm probably. Is that going to work? Okay. And then we're going to score this at, I have to move this out of the way a little bit more. We're going to score it at 1 3/4 with the long side across the top, and 1 3/4, and 3 1/2. I'm checking my notes because I don't want to do it wrong. 5 1/4, and I do have 5 1/4 and 7. So I do have a project sheet for you. This is going to go this way. So we're going to fold that one first, and then we're going to accordion fold it back and forth like this. I do have a project sheet for you, and if you sign up for my newsletter, I will send that to you. Let's move on to the 3 by 6 inch piece. I've already scored that, so we'll fold that. I think we're done with this. Get that out of the way. And then let's see here. Give these a couple of creases with our bone folder. There and there. And this one. And this one. Try to line these up a little bit better. Okay. Then, let's see. I have, we're going to use Blueberry Bushel ink. I also have a piece of, this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 of a DSP, and I'm using the Full of Life DSP. I also have 4 strips, they're all the same, of 1.5 by 5 1/4, and these are going to go on all of the panels. And then let me show you. Just I always put my scraps in the front, but somebody recommended that it would be nice if I would show the DSP. So you get 4 sheets of each of these, and they're double-sided. So you get like one kind of pattern on one side and then a different pattern on the other. So in the sake of time here, if I pull this down a little bit, I can fan through it a little bit quickly, and you can kind of see all of the different colors and patterns. It's very cool. And I guess that's it. So there's 4 sheets of each in that pack. All right, so I also have a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go here on the inside. And this white piece is going to go on the outside. So I've got 2 that are this size. So this one's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and so is the DSP of the same. So that's going to cover this. All right, so let's get stamping. Well, actually, you know what? Let's do our coloring that I'm going to do first, because I want to make a mess. So with my Blueberry Bushel, I'm gonna just give it a little watercolor paint. And so in order to do that, I'm gonna bring in an acrylic block, and I'm just gonna get a little ink on the corner of it. I am using a water painter brush, and this is the widest tip one. And I'm gonna squeeze, it says right here, push. I'm gonna squeeze there. There's water in the handle, and it will come out. Really takes it a minute sometimes. There it comes. And you can always add more. So I like to start with a lighter color. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to just take this and swipe it across diagonally. And I'm doing this right on my glass mat because I can just clean it off quick. Flip it this way. And do a little bit more. I'm not trying to really cover a whole lot. I can, like I said earlier, I can add more, but you can't take it off. I think I like that the way it is. So I'm going to take and clean this off. And, you know, this is the greatest thing. This chamois is the greatest thing, really. It's called Simply Chamois. You just keep it wet, and you can put it in a an old stamp case and keep it moist or whatever, and you can clean your stamps with it. You just open it up, but here's another little trick. I went to the automotive section of a big box store, and I bought a car chamois, and I cut the car chamois up. It was huge, and I cut the car chamois up. I got 8 pieces that are this size, and it's black, so it doesn't show up quite as much. Anyway, that's, and it, for me, it's a little bit easier to handle because I can pick it up, and while I'm cleaning this, I'm gonna squeeze some more water through it and get the brush going. But then I just take it to the sink and I rinse it out, the chamois I'm talking about. And then I can just, it's so much easier for me to use because I can grip it better than the pink one. But they work the same way. So there's my cheapskate tip for the day. It wasn't all that much cheaper than the one that we used anyway, but let me just dry this off a second so I don't get some. All right, so that's that. Well, we did that first so that we can give it a minute to dry, but I think it is dry. I'm going to actually glue this onto here. I just wanted something, a little bit something behind it. So we might as well glue this on. I think I'm going to put it on an angle a little bit. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of glue, so some edges. You don't have to. You can also use the method I've taught you before. You can also use the method where you use a sponge dauber and you put your glue on your silicone sheet and get it glued up that way. But this is going to be good enough for me. Sometimes I like to say it's really not going through the war. So, okay, so this is going to go, this piece is going this way. So it's going to open kind of backward. So we're going to glue this on here. This way. This is going to be our front. And then the back side of this, we're going to glue this piece. And this is the back side of that DSP that I cut. So then you can just decide which way you want it. I think I like the blue on the top. There you go. It slid just a little bit. There we go. That's the nice thing about the glue, the liquid glue, although it does slip, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room. All right, so this is going to go this way. So then we're going to pull in, set the white aside a minute, and we're going to put all of these strips of DSP on here. And I'm doing all of them the same. You could probably, if you wanted to, you could change these up and go like this if you wanted to. But because of the way I cut this paper, I didn't like the stripes going this way because I intended to make it all polka dots. So if you're going to use both sides of your paper, keep in mind the direction that it's going. And I think we'll get the second one on there and the third one on there. And one more. All right. Then I'm going to move that up just a bit. Okay. So as I was putting these on, I was trying to make sure that I was leaving the same amount of space between them and along the bottom and the top. I'm going to just set this in here a minute. I'm not going to glue it down just yet. And then I'm going to, sure I am. Man, okay. And then this is going to go this way. So I'm going to fold this back up and I want to put this here. So I've got the front of it. See how I'm doing this? The front of it's there. The bottom of it's going to be on this inside piece down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue here down the strip and glue here down a strip. And I'm going to very carefully, let's move that out of the way for now. I was going to try to do the greeting first, but I changed my mind. I'm going to try to put that. So I'm not putting it exactly in the center. You can put it where you want it here. I was trying to get it, I can get it a little bit further in, I think, a little bit, where there's like the same space on both sides, but that's all up to you. So this is how this is going to open, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to come back in with my my blueberry bushel, and I'm going to decorate the inside just a bit here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the leaf, and even though it's in blue, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's flip that over. There's a mark on it. And I'm going to just kind of go right up the side. I'm not sure exactly. Like this. And then we want to make sure that we get that off of there. And dry it a sec. And then, let's see. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to try it. And then I'm going to put thank you. So on the other side of my block here, I have thank you. Gently. And this is the part I started to put it in here to see where to, because I want it to be covered up. So anywhere about here, I can stamp, and then that'll be covered up when this closes. All right. And then we can glue this down. And okay. So that's your W fold card. Move this out of the way. Kind of fun, huh? Not a lot of materials. It's a good way to use up, some end pieces of some DSP that you have laying around. This could have been DSP under here too. I just didn't find one that I liked well enough to put this color. And like I said at the beginning, I just wanted to use this heart that I had laying around from a different project. So the whole card was pretty much created around using that heart. So let me get back on the planet here. And there we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's project. It was different. I thought it was different. Yeah. Anyway, the monthly newsletter will contain all of the project sheets that are from my classes every month. So like this project, let me start again. The newsletter that will come out at the beginning of September, because I only send them once a month, the one that at the beginning of September will include all of the project sheets from the class that we did, the in-person class that we did in August. So in case you missed it, or even if you were here and still wanted to recreate them, those come free. If you sign up this month for the September newsletter, I will also include the project sheet for this card. So, and it's got a diagram in it and everything on how to score your and fold your paper. So, what else? If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be yours, and I would hope that you would follow me, but I will be happy to get you a new September to December mini catalog, and also watch for, so if you want the new catalog, email me or message me, however it works. And also I'm going to have the Christmas card club will be starting in September as well. And that's a separate kind of a class once a month. Yes, I'm still going to do the 2 time slots, 3 to 5, I have to think about this, 3 to 5 and 6 to 8 time slots to do the Christmas card club as well. And then your Christmas cards will be all ready for sending out in time to get in the mail. So I hope you join us for all of those things. Until next time, thanks for watching.